Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Daniel Wakeman. The Hazleton Police Department responded to the 100 block of North Poplar Street on Friday, May 19th, after being contacted by the Freeland Borough Police regarding a possible stolen vehicle. Upon arrival, officers had located a male, Jason Sinawa, who had admitted to being in possession of the vehicle. Sinawa was transported to the Hazleton Police Department's headquarters, where it was learned through the investigation that Sinawa was operating a 2008 Pontiac G8 that was stolen out of the city of Hazleton 2 days prior. He had fled from police after being located the day before. After being charged, he was later turned over to the Freeland Police Department to further their investigation. The Pennsylvania State Police have charged a Hazleton woman after drugs were found on her person while officers were responding to a report of a man and woman walking along Interstate 81 South. According to arrest papers, 46-year-old Melissa J. Coppola was charged with 1 count or use of possession of drug paraphernalia. Coppola was found with a glass smoking device and a bag of white powder, according to troopers. 49-year-old Ulysses J. Turisi of Hazleton was charged with possession of a controlled substance, use or possession of a drug paraphernalia, and a summary violation as part of the case. Both stated that they were walking along the side of Interstate 81 South around 2:30 a.m. because of their vehicle breaking down. A Carbon County man is facing charges after he provided false information when he attempted to buy a firearm in Butler Township. 38-year-old Andre N. Brady from Weatherly faces statement under penalty by Luzerne County detectives who had filed the case against him on February 6th. He pled guilty on May 2nd. According to arrest papers, he claimed on a gun form that he wasn't a fugitive from justice and he doesn't use drugs when he attempted to buy an AR-15. He was then denied purchase after a store worker put his information into the Pennsylvania instant check system. The denial occurred because he had a 2014 warrant against him and drug-related convictions in 2018 and 2021, according to arrest papers. A home and a garage were destroyed on Saturday morning in Wilkes-Barre, drawing multiple emergency crews to the scene. The blaze was reported around noon at 829 Summit Street, where responders from Wilkes-Barre City, Hanover Township, Ashley, Kingston 44th, and several other departments were called in to assist the Wilkes-Barre Township Fire Department. The Red Cross was also called in to help those that were displaced as a result of the fire. A fire marshal is currently investigating how and where the fire originated within the home. A woman was injured after being hit by a car on Sunday, and according to police, the suspect is yet to be identified. On Sunday, around 5:35 p.m., officers state that a black Jeep with a garbage bag on the rear driver's side window, along with the paper temporary tag, struck an elderly female and fled, knowing they hit the victim. The woman was launched into the air from the impact and landed on the ground, causing substantial injury, according to officials. Anyone with information can call 570-606-4791, or they can also text 570-760-0215. 2 people are locked up in Schuylkill County after an incident on Friday in the Ashland area. The investigation began earlier this year when 33-year-old Torrey Irvin had allegedly sold guns through 7 straw purchases between November of last year and March 2023. It was learned that Irvin would purchase the firearms and in turn would sell them for drugs. On Friday, officials arrived at the 600 block of Center Street in Ashland, where, after another sale was made, law enforcement attempted to stop a minivan that Irvin was a passenger in. The driver of the vehicle, 26-year-old Sade Hill, drove into a patrol vehicle, causing heavy front-end damage. A pursuit began until both were taken into custody on Beaver Dam Road. A search was conducted afterwards in the Mahanoy Creek for firearms that were thrown from the vehicle during the pursuit. They were later recovered Friday afternoon. A man from Shepton is behind bars for assaulting an East Union Township police officer last weekend. According to court documents, East Union Township patrolman Christopher Dimmick was called to the police station on Saturday, May 13th, just after 9 p.m. for a report of a woman wishing to speak with police. The woman stated that she was afraid of her boyfriend, Dennis Antonelli. She had asked officers to follow her to her home to get her belongings where Antonelli currently resided. Once arriving, officers advised Antonelli that they were there only to observe. Antonelli refused police and the girlfriend to enter the home, even though she was the owner of the residence. When officers attempted to escort her into the home, Antonelli pushed Officer Dimick down the front steps. After a struggle with officers, Antonelli was pepper sprayed and taken into custody. He was charged with aggravated assault, resisting arrest, making terroristic threats, simple assault, and harassment. A former Shenandoah Borough secretary is being charged after $23,000 went missing. According to state police, the former Shenandoah Borough secretary, Alyssa Lynn Boris, has stolen $23,685.32 from the borough's funds for sewer and trash. Members of the borough state that there is never a set time on when the funds are deposited. However, it is a daily occurrence. During the investigation, officers state that when they contacted the bank regarding the deposits, the bank stated that they hadn't had any deposits from Boris within several days. According to the affidavit, Boris did not deposit the funds every day and instead had taken the funds home and misplaced the bag with 7 to 8 deposits inside. Boris admitted in the criminal complaint that she was going through personal problems and needed the funds. Boris's unsecured bail was set at $50,000 and the preliminary hearing will be June 29th. Coming up on Wyln News, Monday officially kicks off EMS Week, so we joined a celebration of all they do for us with some local children. Plus, Pottsville raced into action with this year's Soapbox Derby. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's Wyln forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Wyln programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to Wyln News. A new plan at Hazleton area could drop the format of elementary middle school that was used for more than 20 years, along with changing some schools to junior highs and others to kindergartens. Currently, 8 elementary middle schools educate students up to 8th grade, and 2 of them serve kindergartners to 2nd graders. One option that Harry Petoni of the Schrader Group outlined includes a new school that would be for students up to 5th grade, and 3 junior highs for grades 6 to 8. Petoni estimates that the new school will cost $60 million and would take 3 years to build. At this time, crowding is the Hazleton District's major issue. Enrollment within the school in March hit 12,982, a gain of 1,298 students since the pandemic began in March of 2020. The Sugarloaf Township Board of Supervisors have approved a motion to possibly amend the zoning ordinance that would include the definition of a contractor storage yard, along with guidelines on the light intensity allowed for nighttime illumination. The supervisors will submit the ordinances to the Planning Commission for consideration and approval. Also, the Sugarloaf Police Department responded to 133 calls to service in April of last month. The Sugarloaf Fire Company responded to 28 fire and rescue and 59 emergency medical calls last month. And lastly, the township received word today that a grant in the amount of $250,000 has been received for use at the LaRock Youth Sports Field. The next meeting of the Board of Supervisors is 6:30 p.m. on June 20th. The next scheduled meeting of the Planning Commission is 7 p.m. June 5th. On Saturday, kids in the Palmerton area got a chance to meet their local heroes during the 4th annual Heroes Day event held at Palmerton Memorial Park. The event was sponsored by Kids for the Community, a nonprofit organization that is run primarily by kids in the Palmerton area. The group works to provide services to the community, such as clothing drives, park cleanups, and the annual Heroes Day celebration. This year, the Heroes Day celebration featured members of the Palmerton Fire Department, the Palmerton Police Department, and the Lehighton Ambulance Association. Participants at the event got the chance to talk to the local heroes, explore their equipment, and even pose for pictures in the fire truck. Event coordinator Jennifer Hollenbach states that she was happy the kids in the community were able to experience the event.
I think it's great for them to see the local heroes around the area and to meet them and know what they do and see what they do and their equipment and have fun while communicating with them.
To learn more about Kids for the Community organization or to view their upcoming events, you can visit the Kids for the Community Facebook page. Kids from throughout several counties, including Schuylkill most of all, drove down Pottsville streets and raced their way to victory over the weekend in the 46th Annual Soapbox Derby in Pottsville.
It was originally started in Akron, Ohio, and then it started in Pottsville. This is the 46th year in Pottsville.
Each of the winners this year received a trophy for reaching the finish line before their opponents in several categories, including Stock, Super Stock, and Masters Division. And although winning trophies are nice as brag prizes, that wasn't all. The champion from each of the named divisions will move on to the International Soapbox Derby located in Akron, Ohio on July 22nd. Practice for the race began around 9:30 a.m., where the professionals geared up their cars and took them for a spin to get their tires hot before the big race at 10 a.m. By mid-afternoon, the division grand champions were awarded their prizes. The annual Soapbox Derby took place on Saturday, May 20th in Pottsville. Coming up on Hazelton's News Choice, Brian Prosick is here to start off our week with Let's Talk Sports. Plus, it's time for some good news this Monday. This time, we visited Wilkes-Barre on their last day of Fine Arts Fiesta. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central here to ask you, is your kitchen ready for an overhaul? We offer free in-home consultation and design, no interest financing, professional removal and installation, countertop and backsplashes, hardwood and laminate floors, kitchen appliance sales, service and installation, and of course, everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Are you looking for the latest local news and events important to our Hispanic community? WYLN will keep you up to date on what's happening, from breaking news to special reports and local events on our new daily Spanish language webcast, WYLN's Telediario, featuring me, Julia Wiegand. Follow our social media pages and website at WYLNTV.com every day to access WYLN's Telediario webcast. WYLN, we're your local network.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Monday edition of Let's Talk Sports, sponsored by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. The PGA Championship was this past weekend, and the major storyline for the second major in a row is how the LIV golfers would do at this event, and they succeeded quite well, with 4 golfers in the top 12, including the winner, Brooks Koepka, who almost took home the Masters earlier in the year as well. If you're not aware what LIV is, in short, it is a rival golf organization that started in 2022, and the main draw for golfers is less golf, 54 holes and no cuts instead of the normal 72 holes and normal cuts, an easier schedule where they play less, and a lot more guaranteed money. So naturally, several high-profile golfers made a leap to LIV, including Koepka, Cam Smith, and Phil Mickelson, just to name a few. So now to qualify for these majors, these golfers either had to have been past champions of the event or earn an exemption based on their rankings. In all, 16 played in the PGA Championship. And we all had this idea heading into the Masters Sunday, with Brooks Koepka as well, because he almost won that event going into Sunday, but collapsed a little bit. What if any fallout would there be if a LIV golfer won a major? Well, now here we are, and we will officially get the answer to this question in the coming weeks. But the feel-good story of the weekend had to be Michael Block, a PGA Club pro who qualified along with 19 others. A club pro is someone who teaches golf, to put it in broad terms. And expectations for these guys are usually very low, as Block was the only one of the 20 to make the cut. Block had an incredible weekend, pairing up with pro Rory McIlroy for the final round at Oak Hill, who he mentioned on Friday as a dream pairing. And, of course, his reaction did not disappoint. And I'm sure you've seen the highlight of him dropping in a hole-in-one on 15, finishing in the top 15 of the event at 1 over, and it earned him an automatic spot in next year's PGA Championship, moved him up over 3,000 spots in the World Golf Rankings, along with likely changing his life. So a really cool story there. Other notables include Scottie Scheffler finishing tied for second at 7 under with Victor Hovland, Rory McIlroy tied for 7th at 2 under, and a few LIV guys with Bryson DeChambeau tied for 4th at 3 under, and Cam Smith tied for 9th at 1 under. Overall, an incredible weekend of golf, and we look to do it again real soon with the US Open starting early June. This has been all for a Monday edition of Let's Talk Sports. Tomorrow we'll have a recap of the rest of the weekend. See y'all then.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Get ready for the ultimate sports breakdown with Marty Burns on Let's Talk Sports. Every day during WYLN News, Marty brings you the latest news and analysis on your favorite teams and players. From the biggest games to the latest trades, he's got you covered. So tune in daily to Let's Talk Sports and get in the game with Marty Burns. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Tune in for this week's show on Let's Talk Chiropractic, where we're going to cover Melina with her case of joints that fall apart from Ehlers-Danlos. It's going to be an excellent show.
This weekend, crowds flocked to the Wilkes-Barre Fine Arts Fiesta to immerse themselves in music, art, and fun. The annual fiesta has been taking place on for longer than some can remember. In the past, the event has often been plagued by rain, but this year, participants instead soaked in the springtime sun. At the Children's Artist Workshop, we ran into Sarah Borland, who explained why she thinks the event has become so popular.
I just think the Fiesta is a wonderful organization and wonderful event that we have in our valley. Open to everybody. You can spend the entire day here free of charge and just soak in the atmosphere and learn more about the arts that are happening in your own community and in the valley. I love it. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
Though the event is packed with live music, entertainers, and a wide array of art, Board President Mary Ann Fedrick states that her favorite part of the event is the friendships that are forged.
Well, for me, it's the people. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and so my favorite thing is to see the people, meet with the people that we know, the artist market people who come back every year. That's a juried show too, so they get juried in for 3 years, and then they can reapply and come back. People like Saskia, who was our Mother Goose entertainer. We have Flossie the Clown and Laura Burton the Mime. They become friends over the years, and so part of what I love is seeing everybody again after a year and enjoying the beautiful spring weather.
Even Mother Goose was in attendance at the fiesta. She spoke highly of the event, but was unable to put her finger on her favorite part.
Everything, honestly. It's the whole feel of the whole thing. The artists, the music, the food, the people, and everybody in Wilkes-Barre is so nice. And especially what I've found interesting is the teenagers here are very nice. They're funny, they interact. You know, Mother Goose is usually for little kids, but people of all ages enjoy interacting with the goose.
The teens weren't the only ones interacting with the goose, however. During our interview with Mother Goose, we also met Laura Burton, a mime who is spreading the layer of fun throughout the square.
Oh my gosh, speaking of play, here's the mime and her monkey. Thank you. This is Laura, everybody. This is the mime. Oh no, don't kill the goose. Okay. Say goodbye, mime. She's leaving on a rope.
This year marked the 67th anniversary of the 4-day event in Wilkes-Barre. And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our Facebook, YouTube, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.